Okay, everybody, it's Romania Black, and I am so excited and crossing my fingers because hopefully we are going to be reading Land of the Lustrous. We're going to be reacting to Volume 5. We're going to start out talking about Volumes 1 through 4. I did something similar with Bloomin' to You, if you've paid attention to that on the channel. The anime season for Bloomin' to You, as well as the anime season for Land of the Lustrous, both covered essentially Volumes 1 through 4 of their respective mangas. And so now that I'm looking at the manga, I didn't want to go back through and react to Volumes 1 through 4 because I didn't think that would be interesting, because there were definitely some panels I want to talk about from each volume and some extra things with the characters that they have at the beginning of the volumes that I want to go over with you all and talk about. But other than that, the content was pretty much the same. So it didn't seem like it would be interesting, and I wanted to get up. Now, the end of Volume 4 of Land of the Lustrous, we did not get into all of the stuff with Cinnabar and Foss, so I'm very excited to dive into Volume 5 and see what that's about. We mainly just ended Volume 4 with Foss being like, I want to know about the Lunarians, and I may have to go to the moon to find that out. And that's pretty much where we left off at. But before we get started, I have a couple comments I want to talk about, and I also want to talk about some stuff from Volumes 1 through 4. I've saved some screenshots that I'm going to show you all about. As far as the manga comments, I Swallow Apple Seeds 927 said it's sort of insane that Bort shares the same voice actress as Gabby from Attack on Titan, which is surprising because Gabby and Bort sound very different, but also the same voice actress does Ochako from My Hero Academia. And I was like, Bort and Ochako could not be more different. Could not be more different. So the range, the voice actress has the range. And I think that that's really, really cool. So thank you for that information, Apple Seeds. And then Nuclear Snake says for episode 10, when Foss says, you've really given me a lot of thought, huh? To Bort, and Bort replies, is that how you see it? Dia despised me for this. In episode 10, specifically the Dia despised me for this, a lot of people seem to take it that Bort means the team up between Foss and Bort. But here, Bort is referring to how Dia seems to hate this function-oriented, for lack of a better word, side of Bort that focuses only on how useful people can be. It's not like they particularly gave Foss a lot of thought. That's just how Bort is. Which I think by the end of episode 12, we kind of see Dia whenever Bort goes along with Zircon. I feel like that kind of lends to that notion, because at that point, it's sort of Dia realizing that Bort might be looking more past the usefulness because Zircon had a lot of flaws and just trying to improve others, which is fun. So I thought that was really interesting to note. So thank you for pointing that out. Now, I went through Volumes 1 through 4. And there are some panels I want to point out to y'all. The manga style is interesting. It is very minimalist right now with Volumes 1 through 4, and that may change, but it's very minimal. But I really like the manga and how it uses light and shadows. I think that's my favorite part. There's a lot of white space, a lot of shadows used. That part's my favorite, and there's some moments that are really stylistically very, very good. So from Volume 1, I know you all will have commented about it in episode 12. I know you all will have commented about it, but I haven't, it hasn't posted yet for y'all to put on there. But very beginning of the manga, there is Foss with the birds flying overhead in the shadows. In episode 12, there's that same shot of new Foss with the birds flying over as well. And they're both during a meeting with Adamant. So I was like, oh, cool. Awesome. I just got done watching episode 12 when I started the manga. And I was like, that's such a cool tie-in. I like that a lot. All right. Now, there aren't a lot of additional information in the manga versus the anime. The anime does a pretty good job of adapting what has been given from the manga, but there was this page where they do talk about, because I had questioned in the episode, I was like, what has Foss been doing the last 300 years that they're just now getting the job as architectural historian? And this one little set of panels gives us the answer to that question. It says that Foss has tried medicine, tactical planning, textile production, art and design, and arms production. So Foss has been the last 300 years doing lots of different little odd jobs, but can't find a place where they are useful, which again ties them to Cinnabar quite easily, right? Which I thought was fascinating. Also, I really, really love the way that Cinnabar is designed with the black space. And so they talk about Cinnabar being unique. It's a gem that excretes an unending supply of silver venom that collects what little light there is, making it possible for them to stay up all night. And I was like, oh, which kind of made me wonder, after Foss absorbs all the gold alloy, the gold aluminum alloy or the platinum alloy, if that helps to contain light like the mercury does and allow them to stay up at night as well, or if it's something where they can't sleep because they've absorbed this light. We don't know. I don't know the physics of it. I don't exactly know how they want to do that, but I think that that's very interesting. And so then Foss asks, do we even need a night patrol? And they're like, well, it's not exactly needed necessarily, but that's Cinnabar's job. If any part of you touches the poison, it will block the light from getting through. We'll have no choice but to scrape that part and throw it away. So, just for the record, I had not really taken into account how severe that was. I just thought they would have to scrape off the part and clean it and put it back, and so that would be very inconvenient. It didn't hit me that this is truly a star-crossed lover Romeo and Juliet doomed gem ship scenario, because it's not just that they have to scrub the part, they have to throw it away. So we can't hug Cinnabar. Cinnabar can't be hugged or touched or have any intimacy, because then Foss will have to get rid of themselves. This seems like it's going to make for a poetic, very tragic moment later on, and I don't know how to feel about that right now, so I'm a little bit concerned. Then we get the idea of Cinnabar, and they say Cinnabar is more than we can handle, so we use the night as a cage, which connects to Cinnabar saying, I just want to escape the night, but I don't know what I'm going to do if that ends up happening. And I really like, they say, I want to leave the night, but I can't. I don't trust myself. Cinnabar blushes a lot in the manga, has lots of blushy faces, and it's just the most anguished poses possible, as we've talked about in the anime. But this idea of Cinnabar not trusting themselves to be able to function in society connects to Foss more and more. And I'm like, oh, show, what we setting up? I don't even know. I also like the idea that we do get confirmation from early on that Foss wants to change. Foss has wanted to change since the beginning. It's just like one of those be careful what you wish for scenarios, because you just might get it. But damn, the end of chapter 2 with Cinnabar, where they just have the little notebook and they just say this stupid thing that they keep the remainder of their time. Sure, Jan, of course. Also, whenever Bort and Daya pull out the insides of the snail, that imagery feels very sexual in nature in a way. It looks like a uterus in a sense. So interesting. And I love the way that this manga kind of does the angles and design and plays with the idea of symmetry, because similar to them pulling out the intestines, we have the idea at the end of chapter 5, which is Metamorphosis, this shot of Cinnabar saying, you need to be careful about them. You need to take care of the person who needs you. And the person who needs you is Cinnabar. But I love the mountain with the spot carved out of it and the waves crashing up on either side. The symmetry of that image is very beautiful. I love that. So yeah. And then we have the scene where Daya tries to confront Cinnabar to get help while she has the snail or the slug leader of all the flesh with them. And the moment that Daya's like, did Foss admit to being in love with you or something? And Cinnabar has all the tsundere blush. Cinnabar, I love so much. I cannot. And another thing with episode 12 that is a callback to the first volume is I forgot when Cinnabar does the whole, maybe I'll wait a little longer before I call this idiot a liar, and makes the tiny little Foss. In episode 12, Foss with their gold platinum alloy makes the tiny little Cinnabar. It's damn poetic justice. Why you do this, show? Ugh. So, starting with volume 2, they start to give us these little character bios, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't read them, I just took screenshots of them because I wanted to come in and react to them all with you. But this is for volume 2. It says, character introductions. Rutile, hardness 6. Doctor, not a quack. Cinnabar, hardness 2. Lives in isolation so as not to infect others with venom. Bort, hardness 10, second only to Sensei in strength, battle freak. Goshenite, hardness 7.5, always has a furrowed brow but very kind. Morganite, hardness 7.5, pink yet troublemaking. Diamond, hardness 10, wants to be like Bort, loves to talk about love. Jade, hardness 7, president takes things too seriously. Euclase, hardness 7.5, secretary, good at math. Phospholite, hardness 3.5, the hero of our story. The youngest at age 300, just plain weak, currently struggling to help Cinnabar. Congo Sensei, hardness is a question mark. The great and terrible Sensei. The great and powerful Oz. Maybe, possibly. Also, a lot of people have called him Congo, and I did not understand why. I was like, why do you call him Congo? But it's referring to gold, I believe. And I think it's referring to gold and adamant in a way, and is another name for him. Benetoite, easily dragged into things, hardness 6.5. Neptunite, hardness 5.5, lovingly called Nepti, has a bit of a sharp tongue. Red Barrel, hardness 7.5. Fashion consultant, a stylish gem with a new hairstyle every day. Obsidian, hardness 5. Arm specialist, surprisingly chipper for someone in the weapons industry. Yellow Diamond, hardness 10. Beloved elder of all the gems, quick-witted and fleet of foot. Zircon, hardness 7.5. Second youngest after Foss, hardworking and talented. Amethyst, hardness of 7. On the left is the carefree 84, and on the right is the laid back 33. Okay, cool, nice. I, again, love the shot of Adamant sleeping, and it looks like all the Lunarians are like bowing their heads beside him. Now, why they're revering to him, oh, who knows? Who knows, right? But then they transition all into like patterns of waves and water, which is interesting, especially considering that Adamant does not want Foss to go near the ocean, right? So then we have, that was pretty much all I had for Volume 2. There was not a lot different in Volume 2. It was all about the same. But then we also have this idea here of some other gems with Volume 3, where we have Bort, not interested in anything but battle. Diamond, cute representative, top model. Congo Sensei, the great and terrible Sensei. Rumor has it that the constantly furrowed brow is an attempt to hide the emotions that show themselves surprisingly easy. Red Barrel always has the final word in fashion. Alexandrite, hardness 6.5, Lunarian research maniac. Prefers to be called Alexi. Yellow Diamond, beloved of all the eldest gems, not overly concerned with details. And Zircon, the biggest concern, sometimes being unable to keep up with their senior partner, Yellow. So then we get the idea of, again, the slug is trying to get Foss to go to the ocean to trick them. But they basically make the note in the manga saying that the Lunarians took away their people and their beautiful shells to the moon, fattened them up on sweet water and sand, and turned them into mindless animals, and are being kept as livestock. So I don't know how making them bigger and fattening them up made them lose their mind, but apparently it did. Or at least that's what Very says. And so they talk about Cinnabar, saying, knowing the habits of my species and deducing instantly that you'd become part of my shell. If not for Cinnabar, they may never have put you back to normal. And of course, Foss gets mad because, not necessarily mad, but they get upset because they're like, Cinnabar saved me again. Like, they feel like they're useless and not living up to helping Cinnabar. So we get basically the same set of chapters that we saw around episode 3 and 4. And Very talks to Foss about the flesh, the bone, and the spirit. But I wanted to touch base on this panel because Very points out there's like, when they're talking about the spirits, they say in order to gain a new pure land and regain its former glory, the spirit wanders in a quest to reclaim its flesh and bone, just as they do, just as the spirit had, just as the Lunarians do. So basically, they tell Foss that, you know, like, here's the story of the flesh, the spirit, and the bone. It's kind of like my people, your people, and the Lunarians, but who can be sure? So, you know. And then, of course, whenever, after the whole ordeal and Foss loses their legs and part of their eye, they wash up on the shore next to Cinnabar. And this panel here where they're like, starting tomorrow, I'm going to try harder. So forgive me. And Foss says, no. And they say, you're so strong. It's just the angst, y'all. The angst. So then for volume 4, we get character introductions where we have Euclase, secretary, actually an all-rounder who can handle any job. Rutile, the doctor with the sexy legs. Seems like a strict perfectionist, but is actually rather laid back. And then we have Phospholite with the new legs. Hardness 3.5, the hero of our story, currently undergoing serious physical changes. Then we have Anarcticite, hardness 3. In charge during winter, behaves like a soldier and an only child. Amethyst, nobody bothers with who's who anymore, not even them. Cinnabar, as solitary and isolated as ever, dark and angsty no matter what. And then Jade, beginning to realize that president is just another word for gopher. Ah, interesting. So I don't have a lot of images from volume 4 because volume 4 was really hard. Volume 4 was very sad and involved Anarcticite dying, or volume 3. Volume 3 and 4 were hard, but the one volume where Anarcticite dies, it was pretty rough. And so, but I will say the shadow scene where we see the shadows on Anarcticite's face was pretty disturbing. There were some moments in that volume that I was like, And again, whenever Foss sees Cinnabar, they're like, I'm going to save you. Which we haven't gotten to the chapters covered in episode 12 yet, so we'll see how that goes. There were some translation notes, and I wanted to read them. I didn't read them in the volume, so hopefully, I mean, I'm assuming since they're translation notes, they're not going to be, they're not going to be spoilery, but let's see what we have here. Ventricosus, and Aculatus. The names of the two creatures come from Latin. Ventricosus, the ruler of the Admirabilis race, has a name that fittingly means corporal, or of the flesh. Aculatus means prickly, or barbed, which explains his taste in shell fashion. The reader may reasonably assume that the name Admirabilis is also Latin, and it means admirable or astonishing. Elder Yellow. This title is not meant to imply that Yellow Diamond is, for example, a sort of village elder. It is simply used as a term of respect for Yellow Diamond's age as the eldest in the gem family. Then we have 84 and 33. The amethyst twins must have been formed by a process similar to crystal twinning, which occurs when two crystals share some of their crystal lattice. There are a few different ways in which this twinning can occur, and the one that allows the most independence for each twin is the Japan law twinning. In this type of twinning, the crystals grow at an angle of 84 degrees and 33 minutes. Incidentally, this particular angle allows the crystals to form a heart shape. And I like the jellyfish in the little tubes there. That's really, really super cute. So yeah, I want to point out with volume 3 of the manga, which is really a really hard volume, and I don't have a lot to contribute to it in terms of the screenshots because it was really hard to read. But Anarcticite looks like an angel there. Just pointing out, they look like they have a halo. They look like they have angel wings, and the ice flows around them. Yeah. I will note, whenever Foss mentions humans, Adamant crushes that desk, like instantly. Crushes the desk, and then Foss can't remember what's going on. Also, the other shot I have from the volume is of Anarcticite with the eyeball coming out. It's pretty terrifying. So there's that. Then we have, for volume 4, the character pages. And we have for Alexandrite, not just a lunarian research enthusiast. There is a secret behind the mania, which I'm assuming we're going to discover in the volume. Cinnabar, the night watcher, as solitary and isolated as ever, opts not to wear the summer uniform and avoid getting it dirty. Red Barrel, style is life, style is love, exhausted from making too many flower accessories. Obsidian, rather flighty, but is in charge of weapons, believe it or not. Amethyst, apparently sometimes even they don't know who's who. Phospholite, the hero of our story, has lost both hands and feels as if the soul will be the next to go. That's all. What? Well, that's horribly terrifying. Why would you say that? The Fudge Show. Rutile, sexy legs, a bit on the mad side. What? Don't say that about their soul. Zircon, very responsible, a junior partner among junior partners. Euclase is a secretary, can forecast the weather with precise accuracy. Jade, president, extremely responsible. Diamond, adorable, just strong enough. Congo Sensei, the great and terrible sensei, but falls asleep all the time. Somewhat suspicious. Somewhat suspicious. Bort, talks a lot when it's about battle, so may actually be just a bit of a battle freak. Yellow Diamond, the eldest of all the gems, a gem who is bold and not overly concerned with details. These are the secrets to longevity. And then Antarcticite has like a little in memoriam around them. And it says, all but the gem's left foot is on the moon. I wonder if that makes a difference if the Lunarians don't get all of the gem, if that makes a difference about their functionality. So yeah, so we get Foss with their new hairdo in volume 4. And I really liked this panel here where they're like, I wanted this so badly, but now I think fighting is just another dangerous occupation. Like the definite grass is not greener on the other side scenario. So then we have the Shiro coming and invading. I will say, I really like Bort's face and how it's drawn here where they're like, were you planning to use Daya as a decoy? That part was amazing. That panel is so vivid in its expression. And then I also really like the two panels. One, where you have Adamant looking slightly concerned about the whole thing with Shiro. Like, suspicious. And I also like them whenever Antarcticite dies and Foss tells Antarcticite, like, he looks genuinely sad there and really, really upset. So what do we do with that? So everything else leading up to, it basically ends with Cinnabar telling Foss that everybody knows about Sensei being suspicious, but nobody does anything. And so it ends with these translation notes for volume 4. Daidi. Here, Bort refers to Diamond as Ni-chan, which is an affectionate nickname for an older sibling. All the other gems already refer to Diamond by the nickname Daya, so the translators attempted to indicate the closeness of their relationship with a new nickname, Didi. This name may sound a little cuter than one might expect from someone like Bort, but to a Japanese reader, so would Ni-chan. Alexandrite's hair. The mineral alexandrite is known for the alexandrite effect, which causes the gem to change color depending on the lighting in its vicinity. It varies depending on the variety, but generally the stone appears green or blue-green in natural light, but becomes red in incandescent light. Whether or not Alex's color changes has anything to do with the light emitted from the Lunarians has yet to be revealed. Interesting! Shiro. Congo Sensei appears to address this Lunarian with the Japanese word shiro, meaning white. Colors are common names for pets in any language, but the true meaning behind Sensei's word remains unclear. Oh, of course you would say that. Of course. And then part of a Lunarian. Cinnabar found the last piece of shiro, making the total number of pieces 108. This particular number has some significance in Asian cultures. Yay! The manga's doing my job for me! The Japanese reader may recognize it as the number of times the bell rings at Buddhist temples on New Year's Eve. Some people believe that each ring can purify the hearer's heart of one of 108 worldly desires. According to Buddhism, 108 is also the number of feelings a person can experience, calculated by multiplying the 6 senses: taste, touch, smell, hearing, sight, and consciousness, by whether it was a painful, neutral, or positive experience, again, by whether it was internal or external, and finally, by past, present, or future. Interesting. So, yep, those are my notes for volumes 1 through 4. Okay. So, before we start volume 5, we're going to say a prayer. My jetpack that I have is like on 1 bar. So we're going to say a prayer that this gets us through the 214 pages of this volume as we talk about it. But I want to give a special shout out to you all to thank you so much for following along with me. I'm excited to dive into volume 5 of Land of the Lustrous. I know there are 13 volumes total. We'll cross that bridge. I think it's 13. But Moomin on Patreon was like, take your time. If you can't do it week to week, I've heard there's been long hiatuses between certain chapters. I don't want to know exactly what chapters until we get to them. So when that time comes, you can comment in there. But I told Moomin, I was like, it's not that I want to do this to stay on track necessarily, but when I finished episode 12, I was like, that can't be it. There has to be more. And I wanted to dive into the manga. And before, like around episode 9 and 10, I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'll wait. And then as soon as I got to episode 12, I was like, no, I want to read their manga. So I definitely want to do this. And I hope you all are here to support and have fun with this as well. But with that being said, we're not going to waste any more time. We are going to dive into Land of the Lustrous, Volume 5, and we are going to do that here in 3, 2, 1. So, yeah, as far as this cover page goes, I really love this cover page. Volume 4 was like such a rainbow. Like there was flowers everywhere. It was very floral. It felt like spring. Spring had sprung, which after winter makes sense. Here are all the yellow butterflies that are on Foss during the episode, so that's fun. There's Pad. There's Zircon. I don't know who this white one is, so that's interesting. Maybe we'll find out. It doesn't look like Dia, but maybe it is. We'll see. Okay, but it has like, it's got like lace or something on it, so I don't think it's Antarcticite, but we'll see. All right, Haruko Ichikawa. Oh, it's raining. Of course it's raining. All right, here's our character spread. Cinnabar. Being clever sometimes makes it impossible to take action. Oh, wow. That's actually really good, right? The phrase, the more knowledge you gain, the more you realize you don't understand anything. Foss, I love the heels. Foss, the hero of our story, has apparently been experiencing trippy hallucinations lately. Seriously damaged. Ooh. I'm guessing the hallucinations with Antarcticite and everything. Ghost Quartz! Ooh! Ghost Quartz! A gem who does many inexplicable things. Has a body made of more than one crystal. Oh! Ghost Quartz! I'm excited! Bort, a battle geek, recently discovered to have a taste for correcting others' battle styles. Zircon, so hardworking and diligent that others occasionally fear for the gem's well-being. Amethyst, apparently they switch places sometimes, but no one notices. Yellow Diamond, the eldest of all gems, sometimes gets bored. Diamond, cuties love cute things. Alexandrite, has a surprising reason for becoming a Lunarian research enthusiast. Well, right, they lost their partner, right? And the Neptunite is a realist. Rutile apparently used to be quite cocky. Not too surprising. Benetoit says cursed with bad luck. Padparadscha. Hardness 9. So not as much as Bort and Dia. Finally makes an appearance. Has a unique condition. And Kongo Sensei, the great and terrible Sensei. Extremely suspicious. Surprisingly bad at dodging questions. Well, this whole character introduction page is just teasing. It is teasing us completely. Okay. All right. So we have, okay, all these chapters here are finishing up where the season left off at. Okay. Now, I had been told that I should read volume 5 because the anime skipped a chapter or 2 from the manga. And I was like, okay, we're going to read volume 5 then. And if whatever is skipped, we're going to get to that here. So that's good to know. Yeah. Day 10. You're working overtime. The last one wasn't like the others. Maybe there's some change on the Lunarians' end. Yeah, all the butterflies. How's Dia doing? We found the last sliver this morning, so much better. Oh, I get to see the big bulky one. I've seen the fluffy ones. Yes. Love it. Cute. Red Barrel made a replica of the little version of that thing so that Dia could see it. And now they're a fad. Okay. And the shore, they call it the shore of nascency in the manga instead of what they call it in the anime. To find parts for Pad. Oh, they remembered. I had forgotten. I haven't forgotten about Padparadscha. They're so cool. The gem that knows everything. Used to be Rutile's partner. Oh, I love it. Yes, the coffin. Yes. Born with a body full of holes. So we talk about them like being born on the shore but not being complete. It's like Rutile's goal is to Rutile provides support for the gym through reconstruction, and that's how Rutile got to be such a good doctor. But Pad hasn't moved in a long time. Okay. So them looking, I buried it for safekeeping. It's ruby. A mineral in the same family as Pad will increase the odds of resuscitation and should keep the gym moving longer. Every time I work on the puzzle, it gets harder. Ooh. Oh, I love it. I'm extra glitzy this time. For 231 years, you were out. This was your 300,000th operation. I don't even want to think about how old they are. One of the gyms said back in the first volume that they were 2,000 years old, which is insane. And so now it doesn't surprise me that how many operations they've probably had. I'm so incompetent. It's just my bad luck. No. If my medical skills can't override your bad luck, then they're not worth the gavel. I love how emotional Rutile gets, because Rutile usually seems so calm, but around Pad, they're like super emotional. Ah, the youngest little squirt. You're just like me, you poor thing. You've had it rough. The episode did so good with this scene. So good. Are you getting enough sleep? Nope, not really. I love that their back is turned the whole time throughout this. Does that make me bad to want to find out the truth? Let's say I want Rutile to give up trying to put me together. I don't want the good doctor to have to work so hard, but I don't know how Rutile would take it. The pure and honest truth might raise the entire landscape and change it in a way you never expected. That's a really good way of putting it versus the anime. So keep a cool head and tread carefully. Don't rush into things. Don't be hasty, Master Mary. At least they almost look like they're smiling with the hair over their eyes there when they fall down. And Rutile seems like they don't believe what Foss says about them talking about the weather, but decides not to question it. So I still maintain the anime did an amazing job with Rutile with this big curtain behind them as they come forward. I really think that looks great. So the empty black spot, right? So chapter 30. And that's when Yellow Diamond shows up. And Zircon and Bort making a good couple. Oh my god! Bort looks terrifying! Bort looks insane in that top panel. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh no! Oh my god, Bort hates me with the echo. That's so funny. Oh, I don't want to be overprotective. Oh. Okay. Another day, another failure. Bort won't talk to you. Yeah, so this is just like in the anime here. For 7 days, they haven't spoken. Oh. Oh no, I guess you were so great at everything. I'm just a disappointment. No! And then they're like, oh, this kid's gone mental. Yeah, don't lose your arms and legs. Okay, have more faith in yourself. Faith in yourself is the only thing I know that you've always had in spades. Wow. Which is not the actual case, but it's so interesting to see how they view Foss. I remember when I could count on my groundless optimism to pull me through. I envy my old self. Interesting. Envying your old self and counted on somebody to pull through. Okay. And Bort's like, that's your weakness. Okay. And then here comes the sunspots. All right. An empty black spot. Oh, this is new. We see them sometimes. They're an illusion. What the heck is that? I mean, I get why the anime cut that out because it's just a moment, but Huh. A false alarm? And they're saying there's so much I don't know. Oh, well. Foss, quit looking down on yourself. Damn it. Stop it. And then the moment where they're like, do you mind if I lie down next to you? Oh my gosh, no. Just kidding. Wow, so that chapter kind of covered all of that, but the black spot's interesting that it's just a false alarm. Okay. All right, fresh. Okay, so this is the part about studying about the lunarians. Oh, no. They're original textbook manuscripts. I need all of those. What is this, Love Actually? I remember none of this. Of everything I've learned, all I can remember. Oh, little baby Foss. Phosphorite is a kind and gentle gem. Don't change, Foss. Don't change who you are. No. Okay. And then they do all the quizzing on them in the Sensei gear. That's really cute. I love that Yellow Diamond's in the back like, no, I don't want to listen anymore. Okay. Do you think it's possible to communicate with them? We know nothing about their language. It's always so brief. We don't have any information. They took chrysoberyl from me. And I think about them every day to make sure my hatred stays fresh. Fresh, huh? Interesting. I like that you have, I didn't talk about this necessarily in the anime, but you have Yellow Diamond, who has lost many partners, but has forgotten why they're fighting. And then you have Alexei, who is like, because I lost my partner, that's why I'm fighting. And so they keep it their mind fresh in that respect. And then they're questioning it, is it an empty spot? A 3-ray model. It's an old type. No. And that's when they're like, oh my gosh, that Lunarian looks a little bit different. Interesting. It kind of looks like Very a little bit. Oh, okay. Oh, and that's when, yes. Oh. Oh, instead of saying do, it just says ah. Why is chapter 32 called angst? No, stop. Stop calling it angst. No, no, no. Oh, shit. Amethyst, no. Is it amethyst? Oh, it was amethyst. Oh, it wasn't cinnabar. Interesting. Oh, in the anime, it's cinnabar that rescues Foss. Interesting. I think it was. Twin crystal power. Okay, we're going to report to Sensei. You just stay here and rest. Did you hear anything when you sliced up the Lunarian? No. I guess I'm just tired. Oh, interesting. So they changed this around in the last episode of the anime. Well, I mean, it would be more of a fitting into the anime season to have Cinnabar rescue Foss than to have the twins, but I did learn something new. It sounded like breathing. Could it have really been words? Was I the only one who could hear it? Color appeared in the Lunarian's eyes. Was that a reaction to what I said? I don't know anything for sure, but for some reason I thought I could just meet with one and that would solve everything. But I've got a long road ahead of me. And it's exhausting sneaking around all the time. Ah! Oh! Oh! Speaking of ghosts, what? Oh, okay! ghost! Are you that startled? Oh, I even love that their stuff is transparent. Since all but Lapis Lazuli went to the moon, it's my job to manage the library in my partner's absence. Did you forget that? I also managed the convalescent center. Looking for something. I was wondering about how the Lunarians communicate with each other. I thought there might be some records. Lex took off with everything we have about Lunarians. But when I was airing out some textbooks, I did find an old war diary. Would you like to see it? Absolutely. And is this Zircon there? I guess all their stuff does seem kind of like translucent. With the comb and brush! Now is not the time for this. Yes, this is important. The diamonds are lipophilic. Your hair gets dirty quite easily. It attracts oil and grease. I recommend a proper brushing regimen. Yellow, do something about this. You called? Damn you, monocrystals. I'm not like you, Jims. I wish you'd always fight this aggressively, Zircon. I will, not now. Go, you can do it. And the way that Foss goes from smiling to looking over and frowning at Sensei is what I'm seeing now, the real Sensei. Or, wow, just the way his eyes are so expressive in that moment. You can never tell, can you? I never expected to see you here, Foss. When you were working on natural history, you never came anywhere near the library. Oh. 3 at once. 1 in the northeast, 1 due east, and 1 south by southeast. Oh, shit. I'll handle this. Lure the ones in the northeast and southeast closer to the ones to the east, and I'll expel them all together. Dia, Yellow, and Benito go northeast. Bort and Zircon southeast, and Neptune, you ring the bell. Ooh, I'm going with you. Tread carefully. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm going to find the truth for myself. Oh, I'm digging all this extra material here. Okay. Distance. Okay. And then Ghost was there. Oh my god. I feel like Lapis is coming back today. Oh, wow. Oh, they have a scythe. Oh, no. The ghost crystal's my favorite so far. They have a ghostly aura and a damn scythe. Nope, I'm all aboard. All on board. It's rare to see 3 at once. This will be a first for you two, won't it? The Lunarians have been a passion of yours lately. Have you learned what happens with 3 at once? Yes, they demonstrate unique behavior. Once we evaporate the first vessel, the other 2 will retreat as fast as shooting stars. Yes, and we've lost 3 of our number when they went in pursuit. It's a nefarious trap. Oh, is this your first triple? Yes, I've only learned about them in class. Same. What? You know how it works, right? Yes, if they run, don't give chase. Exactly. But this time, 1 or more of them may be a new type. By having Sensei dispel them all at once, we can include shard retrieval as part of our strategy. We're going to get all 3 of them into Sensei's range and provoke the vessel and lure it to the others without hurting it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Will that work or not? I mean, hair doesn't need to be silky smooth. Understood. Oh my god. Is this really your first time fighting a triple threat? Yes. Northeast is running late. What are those 3 doing? Oh my god. Is it me or have I been the only one that's a target here? When there are diamonds right over there. I wonder why that is. Maybe because they're harder and the Lunarians know that they're not as tough. Maybe we're just not charming enough? What do you think, Elder Yellow? Well, Benito is pretty cute. No wonder Sensei never pairs up these two cloud-headed aces! Oh! Bort's made a lot of progress. If we don't hurry up, we're in for an earful. Tread carefully, but be bold, and oh! Oh, it ricocheted. Oh! Well... Uh-oh. What is that? It stopped. I thought they were supposed to dash off at breakneck speed. Something's off. We failed, but the other two aren't running away. They rolled up into little balls. What's that above them? Sensei. Should I attack? They've never done this before. Leave it alone. Well, what? But it's right there, not moving. If it's a new type, someone might be inside it. And you would let it get away? Oh, that panel with him just looking at her with the shadows? Excuse me? Oh, she was reaching for her sword in that moment, like she didn't trust Sensei being like, are you going to let them get away? Is that intentional? Ghost, why are you up there? No, get away from there. You're going to get trapped. What? No. Like the hands. No, damn it. No. No. Oh. Why isn't he moving? I want to see what Sensei is going to do. Oh, he is a gem. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I knew he was a gem, but we don't really get to see him do a lot with that. Oh. Oh, wow. He took part of his arm and flung it. Oh. But it went in there. What? What is that? There's a foot. Is that all we get left? Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh. It shifted its main body to the hole overhead. Before we retrieve Ghost, I'll dispel the one in the southeast. I think it's just within my reach. Those things you've been throwing, how can I not? They're pieces of me. I usually get by with infinitely smaller slivers, but I was a bit flustered. Sorry. I mean, we've suspected it was pieces of him that he's been throwing, but to get confirmation and to see him tear it off. Usually. You mean you always break off pieces of yourself to throw at them? I didn't know that. I don't think I ever could have forgotten something that terrible. No, I suspect not. I don't want anyone trying it. It's too dangerous. And so, it's our secret. Oh, he's like, don't be getting ideas to use yourself as a weapon. And he is literally demonstrating, like, this is why you just have to trust me. I have your best interests in mind, and I'm doing this. Don't worry why I'm doing it. Oh my God. Pieces of someone other than Ghost. No, not any of the pieces we brought in. Most likely since they sorted them out when we were picking up Ghost pieces. Does that happen every time? Did you see anyone else get hurt? No, I was imagining things. You know me lately. I'm all nerves, having trippy hallucinations and all that. Changing the subject, have you ever had to treat Sensei? Of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Sensei damage? I've never heard of such a thing. But I'm interested. Super interested. Oh, don't be creepy. Ooh. Sensei. You would break off pieces of your own body to fight the lunarians. On the other hand, our dear mentor and the lunarians aren't exactly strangers. The more I try to see for myself, the more questions I come up with. Oh, ghost! Thank you. I was talking to you, Foz. I didn't do anything. Yes, you did. You reached out to help me. I saw you. It might have been Sensei who really saved the day, but I was happy to see you try. Thank you. I love their little tendrils look like little scythes, too. Can I go see Sensei? Yes, I'll go with you. Oh. It's not what you think. I wanted to see what Sensei would do, so I chose not to help you. Sensei wasn't the one who neglected our friends and almost let the lunarians get away. I was. No, I didn't mean to. I would never. That's right. It was just a coincidence. Really. Ooh. Oh, and Sensei on top of the cliff. I mean, Foss was also following the advice of Pad, being like, don't rush into things, don't hurry up into it, don't tread too hastily. But I mean, I would have probably done the same thing Foss did, because if Sensei wasn't worried, it's like, then there has to be, but it's the case of Foss. It wasn't that Foss was trusting Sensei and knowing he would save the day. It's that Foss was testing Sensei to see what he would do, to see if he was trustworthy. And it could have cost them Ghost. But Foss didn't care about it at that moment. So that's why they're all been out of shape about it. Oh my gosh. So the fact that they... Huh. They have the pieces, and they toss them back into the sea. But they're pieces of themselves. Huh. Why did they toss the gems into the sea? Why did it heal himself? And why is he tired afterwards? Huh. There's so many mysteries. Meanwhile, Foss is like, I don't mean to betray anyone, but every time I try to find out about Sensei's secrets, I end up with more of my own. Am I going to keep repeating this forever? All alone. Damn, oh, the triangles in the corridor. Oh, that's so good. Oh. Oh. You saw it too. I know you did. What? My big slip up. Benito hurt the Northeast vessel by mistake. Thanks to that, our whole plan was a total failure, and now the klutz won't stop moping about it. Well, maybe you could be a little bit gentler. Poor Jim is shattered. It's important to face one's faults head on. But hey, they still didn't get anybody, and none of us fought a triple before, so you can't expect things to go perfectly. It's okay, Foss. Don't think so hard. Maybe I'm overthinking things too. Foss, Ghost was looking for you. On second thought, there's something. So Foss, okay. I can't even just walk up like normal. I was about to say about the diary. You're not 100% yet, so I can actually feel your presence. The glue must not have sealed yet. Oh, so Foss is just like a ghost and sneaks up and you don't know that they're there. The old war diary. Blue moon, day 4, sunny. They're lively today in the warmer water temperatures. But once again, it was a battle and all the food was gone in an instant. We had a small crop of Frangentia fruit this year, so I mixed some banded fruit in with their food. but they noticed and left the banded fruit untouched. Now I have extra cleaning to do around the front pond. Blue moon, day 5, sunny. Last night's typhoon sent the jellyfish to the southwest corner. Their tentacles got all tangled together. It was utter chaos. It took me 2 nights without sleep to get them loose. This is a jellyfish rearing log. Oh my god, so it seems. It's the title, Brutality, Record of My Bitter War. It's way too misleading! Who wrote this? I'm going to the moon to give them a piece of my mind. It means we all find different value in different occupations. I'm sorry it wasn't any help. After all the trouble I put you through. Oh no! If Lapis was here. Oh, that's right. You've all forgotten about Lapis, haven't you? I'm very sorry. Lapis was very smart. The gem had every book in the library memorized. Not only that, but the crystal inside me would actually listen to Lapis. Oh. Okay, let's go see Rutile and we can talk about your erratic behavior while we're there. I'm not overtired. Do you see this black part? Oh, it is actually black. I thought it was a shadow. According to Sensei, I'm made up of 2 different crystals. There's another gem inside me. One who always jumps ahead of me, doing things that surprises everyone. And that's what happened yesterday. This gem just had to help Lapis. We do what Lapis tells us to do. Oh! When we were together, we could handle any job. It sounds like you were happy. But talking about it won't help anything. You wanted to know how the lunarians communicate? I'll do a little more research. The new you, Foss, is a little like Lapis. It's comforting. Is there anything else I can do for you? I'll help in any way I can. Whatever you need, I'll help. Ooh. I'm okay for now. They don't want to drag them into this. Yeah, they don't want to drag them. I'm the only one who suspects Sensei of anything. I'll always be alone on this job. Oh. And that's when they think of Cinnabar, a new job. Uh-huh. Oh my god. Wow. So Ghost has 2 crystals inside of them, which is interesting, but we just saw with Pad that that's possible, so interesting. And so it kind of like makes them have like dual personalities. Okay, so this is the last chapter of the volume. Oh my god. Time to get to work. I also like that the mountain is like a representation of like the hole being carved out of Cinnabar, which is so tragic. I'm like, why? Yeah, and then running away from me. Yes, a bad feeling about this. A job for you. I want you to help me. They would end volume 5 with this. They would end it. What about the fun? You said it would be fun. This doesn't sound like fun. I swear I'll find you a job that only you can do. I'll do it and it'll be way more fun than night patrol. Those were your exact words. And Foss is like, I really said that? Fun isn't going to happen. It's not possible. There are approximately 0 fun elements. The job is to help me expose Sensei's relationship to the Lunarians. Well, that's the opposite of fun. Oh my god. You asked me what I was going to do. So I started by looking for the truth. And once I started doubting everything about Sensei, they seemed more suspicious. And in my search for clues, I kept lying to everyone. I don't even know if I can see things for what they are anymore. I want you by my side so I can hear your point of view. And then, if you find out that Sensei has done something unforgivable, what will you do then? If you haven't thought this through enough to answer that, then I can't help you. You are terribly smart and extremely careful, and that's why I can't do this without you. Oh, when you tease Cinnabar like that, right? If you want to team up, then... You were just about to ask me something and I want to know what it was. Oh my god, ghost! Oh! Oh! What was I going to ask? Then I have a favor to ask you. Will you pair up with me? Oh, Sensei and the crystal inside me both say it's okay. Okay, so Cinnabar did not officially answer with the I'll team up with you part yet, and Foss is still... Because, right, if I go back to that... Yeah. So Foss walked away, and that's when Cinnabar's like... They waited till they had left and then said, if you want to team up, then okay, if you just wanted to team up. But now we have Ghost that is asked to team up with them. Oh my gosh. Well, that won't lead to anything angsty, I'm sure. I'm sure it won't. You have the convalescent center, the librarian patrol. You're doing 3 jobs at once. Can you handle that? Sure, I'm fine. All we have to do as far as the convalescent center is put pieces of gems there when they happen to make it back to us. Compared to you, Foss, I hardly work at all. I want to help you, but I can't replace Lapis. I'm not smart. That's actually been bugging me lately. Me too. I'm afraid Lapis is too fed up with my stupidity to come home. That thought bothers me sometimes. I'm tired of just praying, so maybe if I change myself... That is the stupid thought. I know the feeling. Oh. We have to tell Sensei, wait. Before we fight, I want to get close to it. You're going to talk to it? Well, that's a big one. Will you be all right? If it looks like trouble, I'll cut it down right now. Oh my god. Oh, I don't know. Are you going to back me up? Oh my god. Oh. Right. Yeah, but. Oh. Them smiling is creepy. Yeah, there's many clues as you can. That's all I can do for now. Someday, Cinnabar and I. Oh, shit! Oh, no! Why did that just happen? Why did we just cut through them? With the arrow and all that, and it had... Why did it cut through that? Oh, well, shit. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, uh-oh. Well, I'm glad we didn't end the season on that, but what? Land of the long-standing puzzle. Of course, we have this extra. So, Rutile, when do you work on this pad puzzle? Always. Every morning, every night, when I have a few minutes to spare at work. I even sometimes wake up during hibernation. The insides of those holes are so smooth, I just love to touch them. Now, whoa. And gems love Pad just as much as they love me. Well, yeah, okay. Whatever it takes to finish this conversation. So people come ask for advice all the time. Pad, how can I be all jazzy snazzy like you? There's nothing wrong with being plain. Oh my god! Her doing the voice. So I answer instead. I'm very busy. Yeah, I got it. Oh, translation notes. Body full of holes. While the translators weren't able to find any information indicating that Pad's sapphires have a tendency to be full of holes, they are able to offer a linguistic explanation. The name Padparadscha is derived from the Sanskrit Padmaranga, meaning lotus color, because they're pink-orange hue. Lotus pods and roots are full of holes, similar to the ones seen in Pad. It may be interesting to note that because the lotus flowers rise above the muddy waters that they grow in, they have come to be a Buddhist symbol of spiritual purity. Blue moon. In the world of the Lustrous, the months don't have the same names as they do in our time. So here, this isn't referring to an extra full moon during a single calendar month, but a month or moon that is designated by the color blue. Likely, this entry took place sometime in the spring. The crystal inside me. Ghost quartz. also known as phantom quartz, is so named because it is a crystal with another fully formed crystal or several inside of it. Because quartz is clear, the inner crystal is visible from the outside, creating an image that looks like a phantom or a ghost. Ghost quartz is like my new favorite design. I love borts and pads so much, but ghost quartz, I'm obsessed. Oh, Japanese edition inside cover gallery, volume 1. Okay. We've got the little shard there. Volume 2 has the flesh, and the twins. Okay, well, we get volumes 1 and 2 there. How dare they end it right there? How dare they end it right there? Actually, well, I have a feeling this is not going to be, I have a feeling that this is not going to be something that is uncommon for us. I have a feeling that this is going to happen a lot. We're going to get to the end of the volume, and then suddenly it's going to be like, oh, by the way, you're going to be tortured now, so I hope you're okay with that. How dare this series do that? Oh my gosh. I can't believe that it just ended right there on that cliffhanger. You know what? I agree, Moomin. I really want to take my time with this, but I just don't know if that's gonna happen, because I definitely have to read volume 6 now, because... And Sensei is so mysterious. Sensei is the most mysterious. I don't know what to do with that, so... But yeah. Okay. We'll just have to wait and see, so... I'm really excited to hear your comments down below about this volume and Ghost Quartz being introduced, and about Sensei. Obviously, please don't tell me spoilers. I know we'll find out about Sensei and why they can break off. The fact that they can break off pieces of themselves and not lose their memories, though, is interesting to me. But I guess we'll find out more as we go, so we'll see on that. But anyway, I'm super excited to hear your comments down below. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back very soon with volume 6 of Land of the Lustrous. Bye!